So here's the yard. Wow, and it's not even, it's hardly the beginning of May. Oh my gosh. There's a guest house up there. Yeah. The potting shed, which I just got attacked by a whole herd of hairy wasps. They're black and very aggressive, but hate to say I used a little wasp spray. Yeah, the bike shed. Oh man, it is awesome. Spring is upon us. Oop, I see a part I just missed. I mowed the yard here. Really, you got to keep it up with those push mowers, you know. If you let go too far, you're screwed. So I'll have to pick up my mail. I have a pipe from Brian Duran. Oh, I can't wait. Yeah. So sitting down there at the PO. But I got another pipe here. This is my little smoking chair in the evenings. Yeah. What a great place to smoke, huh? Smoking some LJ Peretti Century. I think I was just in Boston. I just got back last night. Quick trip, and a quick trip to North Carolina too. I'll explain. But the only pipe shop I stopped in was LJ Peretti in Boston since 1870, and it's a treat. it's kind of old school in a good way, and they had a variety of pipes, high-end, mostly Italian pipes. It's just off Boston Common. And they can actually smoke in there. They worked out some kind of deal with the city. I don't know what it is. But so I'm smoking some of that Century in a vintage CustomBilt here. Yeah. I'm going to guess this is a 50s CustomBilt. Certainly post 46. So, post Tracy Mincer. But good smoking pipe. Kind of shallow. Kind of BP Jum-ish. Yeah. So this is a nice smoke. It's a good, kind of an English blend. I think a guy who I was talking to in LJ Peretti was Tom Anello. And great guy, young guy. We were both bemoaning the fact that we were not at the Chicagoland Pipe Show this last weekend. But frankly, I guess I would have rather been in Boston. I had a great time. But yeah, he showed me a few estate pipes, and they have some house pipes, Italian-made house pipes, with the Peretti name on it. Yeah. So anyway, Tom said that they specialize in burley blends. He said, "Oh, you should give this a try." So, okay, it's good. I mean, the bag aroma, tin aroma, definitely has Latakia. You know, it's definitely a Latakia blend, but. And it's kind of nutty. I mean, I've had some Virginias that don't have a whole lot of flavor either. So, but it just doesn't have that Balkan experience for me. And I really like that. I like the flavor. So, it's okay. Smokes well. Yeah, once you ream these old estate pipes out to 530 seconds, clean them up a little bit, you know, remove the excess cake and clean the bit and so forth. They're great value. I like the look too. But sometimes you run into problems. Like I just got an old Middleton pipe here, and I was gonna put, yes, oh no, a broken tenon, and it had been glued. So, yes indeed. Don't know if the person who sold it to me knew that, but I really like the pipe, so it's worth repairing for me. It's worth spending 25 bucks on or so. And I think Tim West in Ohio will repair that, I believe. So you can look him up on the internet. I sent a BP Jum to him before, and he did a great job putting a new, it was a broken tenon also. So replacing the bit basically, and removing the remnants of the old. Yeah, it has that kind of nutty burley flavor. And of course, typical of me, I didn't do my research first and then make the video. No, I like blah 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 in the video, and I think, I should have researched that, whether this is burley blend or not. They've got a website. I don't know. Tom said they're redoing their website, and they're gonna make it a lot better for internet sales. It's an old shop. It is. They do a lot of their own blends that they blend in-house there, which I like, rather than just repackaging Stockabee or whoever else. And it's an amazing place. I mean, the tins that they had this stuff displayed in were probably 50 years old. Kind of all banged up, and I love it. It was a working tobacco store, and yeah, pretty remarkable. I was going to try and go to Ehrlich too, but I was with my cousin from Nebraska. She's a couple years younger than I am, and her dad grew up on Ocracoke Island, North Carolina, and she hadn't been there in 40 years. And she said, I would really like to go back there. And I thought, I've never seen the Outer Banks. I would like to do that too. So we picked a date and decided, what the hell, let's do it. So, is it ever convenient timing? No. Kind of burns like burley too, this does. Which means, unless it's cube cut, means it burns pretty quick. So, I'm not getting bite. I don't know. Interesting. So anyway, my cousin Jan and I met in Raleigh. So to get there, no direct flights from Seattle that I know of. So flew Alaska to Chicago. The flight was late due to weather. That was when all those tornadoes were rampaging through the south. And I missed my connecting flight by 20 minutes. It was the last flight of the day, basically, to Raleigh from Chicago. And there were no more seats to Raleigh. So I got to spend the night in O'Hare. Which, sounds like, oh, that sucks, But I like planes, I like airports, I like flying. It was an adventure, and the airport authority in Chicago set up Camp O'Hare, which is this cot. They set up like 100 cots in like a little backwater of the main terminal there, and with a blanket and a pillow, security guards, and you can crash there. Now, I'm a big guy, and I didn't fit the cot very well. And I was reading this great book, The 13th Tale. Yeah. It's been out for a while. But it was on my bookshelf, and I had never read it, and it's fiction I like to read and then pass on. And so makes a space for another book on my shelf. And was surprisingly good. So I read until probably 1 something in the morning, and kind of watched the airport, one of the world's largest airports, all not shut down, but get quite quiet. And then grab my little cot. I always carry really good earplugs, those kind of wax ones, and a sleep mask, I've learned. And actually got 40 winks, probably a good hour or so. Not great sleep, but adequate. It was like a goodly nap. Then they rousted everybody at 4 and gave us a little packet of like shampoo and stuff, and so I went into the bathroom and kind of cleaned up and caught the first flight out at 6:30 to Raleigh, and then we drove over to Ocracoke and saw her relatives, which was so fun. It was great. It was great. So, yeah, just a quick trip. And then we continued on the ferry around and then came back up to Raleigh. And then the next morning took a JetBlue flight up to Boston. She is a big Red Sox fan, and so I'm kind of indifferent, but we had a great time. Saw 2 games at Fenway, and took a really great historic tour by a historian. It was really fun. Ate some great Italian food in North Boston. Got a little pass on the T, and just rode all around. Went to LJ Peretti's. It was so fun. So she's a quilter, so there was a great quilt show at the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston. We saw that, and it was just great. Yeah. So anyway, I'm back, and it rained quite a bit while I was gone, although we had some really great weather too. I might put a few little clips. There were at Fenway, there was some funny stuff going on, and of course you sing Sweet Caroline. Yeah, it's all good. So so anyway, had a good little smoke and a good little chat. I will have to research this. It tastes to me, though, like a burley, not a Virginia. Just doesn't have that kind of sweetness or that kind of edginess that Virginia sometimes does. Even aged Virginias have kind of a little, it's not sour, it's a little sharper note. Whereas burleys to me are nuttier and don't have quite the range of flavor. It's just kind of a nutty mid-tone. Virginias have a little more high and maybe a little more filling in the low end too, but a little sharper. And the Latakia, which kind of smooths it all out and makes it burn a little slower and gives it a little baritone. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's a nice smoke. So. Yeah. Okay. Well, back to the real world. Whatever that is.